must fall and something new must take its place. We are now at the point where chiefs of police are open apologists for criminality in the name of anti-white social justice, and they see no difference between citizens and illegal aliens.
And what I love about this man and this man and this man, what I love about this city is that they want people of color to be talked about as being thugs and we're bums, and my people, as an immigrant, we're rapists. We know what? We built this country. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. The ship has sailed. So if you've got hate in your heart for people of color, get over it. Because this city is a minority majority city. And this city is a city where blacks and whites and browns and legal and illegal all get together.
Welcome to the dawning of the globalist world order, and as things stand, we are captives of it. Those of us who reject their multicultural nightmare, who were never asked whether we wanted to become minorities in our own lands, what future for us? If this thing we call the West endures, there is no future. Some of them are at least honest about their eternal animus towards us, and yet they still expect us to serve them, to bow and scrape, to bend the knee. But I refuse to live as a second-class citizen in my own country. I will not be reconciled to living in a society where my very existence is seen as a crime.
Excuse me. Hey, excuse me. I work for Black Lives Matter.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I work for Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry that I scared you.
Okay.
But since I work for that company, my CEO has told me to come out today and to bring you on your knees because you have white privilege. So if they see that a white person is getting on their knees, that shows solidarity for the situation. And could you just please apologize for your white privilege? Just apologize?
I am. I'm trying to think of the right words to say because that's a big thing to say.
It's big.
It comes from.
It's large in this country.
I'm incredibly sorry that.
You know, with this country, we have that president, Donald Duck, that clown in office. You know, he's brought a lot of bigotry, and you're not a part of it, right?
No.
Non-whites can periodically go crazy, empty the shops, burn the city to the ground, and we pick up the tab. They see it as their right to do this, and they always will. But we don't have to live with it. Unlike the debased creatures you see here, I will not grovel to anyone, because anyone who does deserves the contempt they will inevitably get. We have to find a way out of this trap, and the only way to do that is complete separation from them both physically and mentally. And that must now become the main focus of our movement. Initially, people in the US should be working towards informal, self-reliant white enclaves similar to Orania in South Africa, or even like the Amish across the US. These communities are essential to prevent further physical and mental harm to our people. But this ultimately should lead to full and permanent partition into separate states for the various ethnic tribes. In Europe, whose demographic situation is for now less precarious, our focus should be primarily on repatriation and the reclamation of our lands. This year is election year in the US, and it will perhaps be the most significant election in US history. If Trump wins a second term, it will activate approximately half the country into a state of utter rage. All faith in the system of accepting electoral defeat will be lost, and you will see violence on an unprecedented scale, which the state may not be able to contain. Democracy simply cannot endure in a society so polarized. Only ethnically homogeneous societies have a chance of making democracy work for the long term, because only they have sufficient common ground to make defeat at elections acceptable. Multiculturalism is the opposite of that. No one wants the same thing. They just want more stuff for their own people. Whichever way the election goes, white America, as always, loses. The internal contradictions of the US are now simply too great, and white America needs change that simply cannot be delivered at the ballot box. Whichever way we do it, our people desperately need and deserve protection from the unfolding disaster that is the West. We need safe, homogeneous, and prepared white communities. We need, finally, to be free of the diversity lie. Until next time, be well.